I think when I first stepped into it and it lit up, I was just stunned by the vibrance of the colours. And even though it was a sort of crummy test pattern, I went and stood with my arms in the air in front of the test pattern and had selfies taken because I was just so filled with joy to see the space finally a reality.
Honestly, I don't have the words for it. It was incredible. And every time I step into this room, it feels like the first time again.
When I first stepped into the completed space, the hairs on my neck actually stood up. We are onto something really special here. Once that feeling wore off, the creative technologist in me kind of got ramped up, and I felt like we have a lot of work to do. There's so much opportunity in this room.
I think the moment it really clicked for me was seeing it fully done and in full swing, realizing how much impact this space can have on anyone who's curious, not just the next generation of scientists.
When someone walks into the space, we want to make it feel like they've truly met the science. They're not just looking at data on a 2D screen, but they're actually stepping inside it.
I'd seen the power of an immersive screen, and I'd seen 3D, and we've put the two together. And we don't really have a 3D screen, we have a 3D volume. And you feel that the screen has dissolved and that things are leaping out of the screen, things are in the distance. And you really suspend belief that you are in a theatre and feel like you are in a virtual universe.
Because something like this hasn't been done at this scale before, a 3D immersive room, there are a lot of things that we had to learn along the way. The room itself is actually a marvel. From a technical point of view, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's 100 square meters plus of LED panels with a pixel pitch of 1.5 millimeters. So that means we can get incredible resolution at this scale. But from a technical point of view, I don't want anybody to see any of that sort of stuff. We just want them to see the experience about what it feels like to step inside a data set and fly through the universe.
I think a room like this really helps contextualize how big things are in space and how far away things are in space. You can look at the numbers and say, okay, yeah, Jupiter is this many times bigger than the Earth. You can fit 1 million Earths inside the sun, but what does that actually look like? And in here you can actually start to visualize that and really make yourself feel small in doing so.
Look, when I saw the Saturn's rings extending over the entire breadth of the screen, and you felt like you're walking along Saturn's rings and could peer out into the infinity of space, it's hard to describe that moment. And I think I want people to come into this room and experience that joy that I felt when I saw the rings of Saturn just extending into infinity.
When I was younger, I got inspired by watching a documentary about the Hubble Space Telescope on a big screen. This space is going to inspire younger me and all the next generation of scientists in Australia and beyond, but it inspires me every single day as well. This place is magical.
Well, I feel like I've been preparing for this moment my whole life. I built computers as a kid. I then moved into the arts and became a musician. And then I've been working in the astrophysics department for the better part of 10 years at the university here. And all those skills now have set me up to really dream and play in this space. And this room, I can't wipe the smile off my face when I come to work every day.
Look, when I was a little boy, just 6 years old, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. And I still remember getting a public holiday in Adelaide and being sent home. Our family had just bought our first TV, and Mum made me sit down and watch the moon landing. And that elation of space and space exploration is something that I'd really love people to be able to come in here and feel. It sent me on a career that's taken me to the virtual universe and a great scientific career filled with discoveries and joy. And I'd like to think this is going to launch thousands of careers in space technology, but maybe also art and design.
Yeah, the things that we can do in this room are yet to be imagined, but it's all possible.